is Gbolabo in Moscow.
I'm Kenny Durutilu. As always, we're taking a look at the major pages of the newspapers, the headlines coming to you this morning. I have made the Punch newspaper, the Daily Post, and the Nation newspaper.
All right, I'll also be looking at the Guardian newspaper, and of course the Daily Trust newspaper, and or the Vanguard newspaper. Obviously this morning, some of the headlines making, some of the papers making headlines this morning. All right, I guess I'll have to start with the Daily Post newspaper this morning, and of course still talking about fuel scarcity. Transporters threaten protests at NNPC headquarters, and more of the headlines says court restrained CBN from extending deadline in use of ordinary notes. EFCC arrests Abuja bank manager for holding new 29 million naira notes. And more of the headlines this morning is also saying Naira redesign, heavy security at Ogun CBN over fear of attack. Fuel Naira scarcity, Osun CSOs accuse Buhari Mefele of insensitivity. And we also have collision warns Buhari over new Naira policy. And let's see if we could get more headlines here. And this also still talking about Naira redesign. PS Bank commences new initiative to drive CBN policy. And okay, let's look at all the headlines here making the rounds in some of the papers. This also says still on the Daily Post, and it's also saying court orders arrest of EFCC chairman Bauer, remand in Kuje prison. And the last one here says NCPC screens 150 Adamawa Christians for pilgrimage.
All right, over to the Punch newspaper. I have this one. Burkina Faso probes reported killing of Nigerian pilgrims. World mourns as earthquake kills over 2,700 in Turkey, Syria. Lagos man kills brother during fight over 1,000 naira. Autumn shuns Atiku campaign. IU slams government. Elsewhere, Japa skilled manpower shortage hits banks. That's on the business side of the Punch newspaper this morning. Father defiles 10-year-old daughter in Lagos Metro Plus pages. You find that quite a sad one there. Elsewhere, will hunt down 16 Nigerian killers in Burkina Faso. Buhari will hunt down 16 Nigerian killers in Burkina Faso. Buhari, man arraigned for burning wife, brother-in-law to death. Elsewhere from the Punch, I have this one. It reads 50% POS operators close shops over Naira scarcity. CBN may fine banks hoarding new notes. 613 billion Naira Sukuk loan spent on roads, bridges. That's according to the federal government. Buhari will become a lame duck president after poll. That's according to a rep member there. APC will win general elections. Fashola Oil Police will monitor polls with CCTV. CP. Labour Party mobilizing to curb voter apathy in Southeast. My suspension by PDP ill-motivated, and Namani insists.
All right, now let's look at the Vanguard newspaper, and of course there's some headlines here. Supreme Court affirms Lawan as Yobe APC senatorial candidate, and now delivering judgment. 3 out of the 5-member panel agreed with the position of the APC that a suit or the trial court ought not to have commenced via an originating summons since it contained allegations of fraud. And more of the headlines also says ordinary notes, court stops Buhari CBN from extending February 10 deadline. Court sends EFCC bus to Kuje prison over contempt. And of course, more of the news says warehouse PVCs can no longer be used during election. That is what INEC is saying. Earthquake kills more than 3,800 in Turkey, Syria. And of course, still talking about most of the headlines, or is just making headlines on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. We also have our return peace to Benue, promote agriculture, Atiku pledges. Navy rescues 18 victims of human trafficking. Police arrest 10 suspected political thugs in Sokoto. And here also says agriculture contributes 23.78% to GDP. That's what the Minister of Agriculture is saying this morning. All right, more of the headlines on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper also has this. Ebonyi PDP governorship candidate escapes death. Armed herders kill 3 in fresh Benue attack. And the last one here says Atiku Dogara says North should complete 14 years to meet up with South. And the former Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, said that for equity and justice, Nigerians should support the North to produce the next president that will complete additional 4 years to meet up with the South. And that's about it on the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
Over to the Guardian newspaper. Lawan in, Machina out. Supreme Court decision splits lawyers. Elsewhere, you have this one. Again, court commits EFCC boss Bauer to prison for contempt. Police raid black spots, arrest 32 suspected cultists in Rivers. Blame security agencies, judiciary, INEC if Nigeria collapses, says Wike. Nigeria targets 3 unicorns in 2023 as DCO tasks members on 30 million jobs. Sanwo-Olu stresses gains of alliance by tax authorities. Police snap 5 suspects for armed robbery in Benue. Another one there from the Guardian newspaper. We'll have to go on a commercial break right now. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at some other stories, bringing you analysis and taking your reactions.
.9
Ọlọ́run Mustapha o ló mú mi ṣe bí ọba.
hallelujah ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ń béèrè fún àkànṣe ìrìn àjò sílẹ̀ mímọ́ Israeli pẹ̀lú apostle Dr. SMO and pastor Mrs. Eunice Mustapha JP bàbá àti màmá ṣe bí ọba ó ti wá wọlé wẹ́rẹ́ nípasẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ You Fit Fly pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ìránṣẹ́ Seed of Christ Golden Church Worldwide òjò iṣẹ́ ìyanu àti ìbùkún tún rọ̀ sórí onípòjìpò nínú ìrìn àjò mímọ́ lọ sílẹ̀ Israeli yìí pẹ̀lú bàbá ṣe bí ọba tó máa wáyé lọ́jọ́ 15 sí ọjọ́ 22 oṣù karùn-ún ọdún yìí gbogbo àyè tó lu Elédùmarè ti ṣiṣẹ́ ìyanu nínú Bíbélì láti padà fojú kàn nínú ìrìn àjò yìí bí odò Jọ́dánì òkè Kapanamon òkè Síónì Násárẹ́tì tàti bí Jésù àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àyè tá a lè kà tán láti forúkọ sílẹ̀ ẹ tètè máa lọ sí gbogbo ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ ìránṣẹ́ Seed of Life Golden Church Worldwide ti bàbá ṣe bí ọba tàbí kẹ́ yọjú sáwọn ọ́fíìsì You Fit Fly tó súnmọ́ yín Success House 7 Up Road Olúyọ̀lé Main Estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn telephone 08025249280 webfitfly.com àkànṣe.
Showmax and Jara Air, it's given. You can get 2 months for the price of one. Oh, whoa, it's given. It's given Real Housewife and Flossom Marathon with that bling bling and shakara.
Money is never in short supply.
It's given Big Brother Titanships, passports, and binge watching vibes. It's given what's supposed to be given and overdose. Oh yeah, subscribe now to get 2 months from 1,200 naira for a limited time only on Showmax. It's given Showmax. Sign up at showmax.com.
lọ́dún yìí ó wá gba ògo tuntun tọ́sẹ̀ méjìlá ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ló nílò láti yin Olúwa lórí ilẹ̀ No More War Challenge Ìbàdàn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, Ọlọ́run ló pa aláṣẹ fún bàbá àdúrà AK-47 láti ṣílẹ̀kùn ọdún tuntun pẹ̀lú kọ́kọ́rọ́ agbára tó wà nínú èyí. Tọ́sẹ̀ méjìlá la fi máa ṣe. Ó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti January 12 títí wọnú oṣù kẹta March 30 ọdún yìí. Láàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù ní gbogbo Thursdays méjèèjìlá lórí ilẹ̀ No More War tó wà ní challenge ìlú Ìbàdàn. Lára àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí tí ó máa wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Màmá Bọ́lá rẹ̀ Ìlàjà Gẹ́tùdé Ọlọ́run ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Bàbá Ojú Adé Ọlọ́mọ Abúlé Adùkẹ́ Gold Bísí Aláwìyé Àlùkò àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ògo tuntun ní glory la kò rí ẹ̀. Gbogbo ogun tó ti gbàdúrà sí tí ó ṣe ẹ̀yìn ló máa gbẹ́ mi. Ẹ fi yáyá máa bọ̀ lórí ilẹ̀ No More War tó wà challenge Ìbàdàn kájọ yin Olúwa. Tẹ máa bọ̀ láti ìwọ́rọ̀ olùtẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ́ mọ̀lẹ́tẹ́. Ní kọjá kókó ìkọjá Genesis díẹ̀ ni o. Ẹ pè 08066581455.
32 FM 94.
Welcome back. You're still on to the Breaking Down Papers review this morning on 32 FM 94.9. My name is Gbolabo.
And I'm Kenny Durasilu. We delve into some of the other stories from the papers this morning, bringing you details. I have this one here from the Daily Post. It reads, Federal government pledges to increase minimum wage of workers.